Hi, good day. My name is Baling from BSN3D-LEVINE. For today's video, I will be performing the Leopold's maneuver. But first, let us know its definition. Leopold's maneuver are a systemic method of observation and palpation to determine fetal position, presentation, lie, and attitude. What is the purpose? The purpose of Leopold's maneuver is to determine the fetal presentation and position and the expected location of the point of maximal intensity or PMI of fetal heart rate or FHR in the woman's abdomen. Now, let us proceed to the procedures.
For the first procedure, the nurse should prepare the patient. But before preparing the patient, the nurse should wash her hands because hand hygiene deters the spread of microorganisms. Next is to explain the procedure to the client. Explanation reduces anxiety and this enhances the cooperation. Also, instruct the client to empty her bladder. This will promote comfort and allows for more productive palpation because the fetal contour will not be obscured by a distended bladder.
Hi ma'am, good afternoon. My name is Baling and I am your nurse for today. So for today ma'am, I will be going to perform the Leopold's maneuver. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so before we start the procedure, do you want to use the comfort room?
No thanks.
Okay ma'am, so let's start, okay?
After that, position the woman in supine with knees slightly flexed. Place a small pillow or rolled towel under one side. Flexing the knees relaxes the abdominal muscles and using a pillow or towel tilts off the uterus of the vena cava, thus preventing supine hypotension syndrome. Next is to drape the patient because draping the patient maintains privacy. After that, warm hands first by rubbing them together before placing them over the woman's abdomen. Warm hands provides more comfort for the patient and cold hands may stimulate uterine contractions. Observe the woman's abdomen for longest diameter and where fetal movement is apparent. The longest diameter is the length of the fetus. The location of the activity most likely reflects the position of the feet. For the first maneuver, stand at the foot of the client facing the client. Using both hands, feel for the fetal part lying in the fundus. Proper positioning of hands ensures accurate findings. Next is to palpate the superior surface of the fundus. Determine the consistency, shape, and mobility. This is to determine what position of the fetus lies in the fundus. Head feels round and hard, freely movable and ballotable. Breech feels large, nodular, and softer. Next is the second maneuver. Face the client and place the palms of your hands on both sides of the abdomen. Proper positioning of hands ensures accurate findings. Next is to palpate the sides of the uterus. With left palm stationary on the left side of the abdomen to study the uterus, the right palpates the right side of the uterus on a circular motion from top to lower segment of the uterus, applying gentle but deep pressure to palpate the fetal outline and small fetal parts. This is to determine which direction the fetal head is facing. If one hand feels a smooth, hard, long, and continuous structure, it is the back. If the other hand feels the nodular angulations, it is the extremities of the fetus. Next is the third maneuver. Gently grasp the lower portion of the abdomen just above the symphysis pubis, between the thumb and index finger, and try to press the thumb and your index finger together. This determines the presenting part and its mobility. If the presenting part moves upward so an examiner's hands can be pressed together, the presenting part is engages or not firmly settled into the pelvis. Last is the fourth maneuver. This maneuver determines fetal attitude and degree of fetal extension into the pelvis. This should be done only if fetus is in cephalic position. The nurse faces the feet of the client. Place one hand each on either side of the lower pole of the uterus. Palpate the fetal head by pressing downward about 2 inches above the inguinal ligament. Use both hands. After the procedure of Leopold's maneuver, place your client in a comfortable position. This is to ensure safety and comfort of the client. After that, document the procedure and assessment findings and the client's response to the procedure. Documentation serves as a means of communication and basis of care and evaluation of patient's outcome. After all of the procedure, the nurse should perform hand hygiene because hand hygiene deters the spread of microorganisms.